Welcome to free awareness classes on Indian Constitution conducted by Tharananellur Educational and Cultural Society through Irinjalakuda Vivekananda Civil Service Academy's YouTube channel every day at 7 p.m. This is me, Mahesh Yamar. If you are still awaiting to subscribe our YouTube channel, please do it now itself and like and share this class as a part of your social commitment. Today we have Article 31A. This was added to the Indian Constitution through First Amendment 1951 as a part of Article 31. See why this was added to Indian Constitution. Because when the right to property was a fundamental right, this created many problems to the government to acquire land from the citizens for developmental activities. So that within 1 year after the commencement of Indian Constitution, the Parliament provided 5 categories of rights or rather powers to the government to acquire land from the citizens. Let us see these categories one by one. In the first category, the government got the power to acquire land from the landlords who possessed many acres of land. And the government decided to take land from them and distribute among the poorest farmers for their agricultural activities. See, if the government acquiring such lands from the landlords, definitely they would say the government is violating their fundamental rights, because at that time the right to property was a fundamental right, especially the Articles 14 and 19. And they will try to approach the Supreme Court. How Article 14 is violating if the government acquiring land from them? We know Article 14 means right to equality. So these landlords would say if the government taking or acquiring land only from a few citizens, that is against this provision of right to equality, and they will approach the Supreme Court. And secondly, this will also against Article 19, clause 1, subclause F. How it is? Let us see. Article 19, clause 1, subclause F says, all the citizens of India have the right to acquire, hold and dispose the land. So, if the government acquiring land from the landlords, these people would say, the Constitution provided us to hold the land. Then why the government is taking our land? Definitely they will approach the Supreme Court. But here Parliament provided exceptions from the violations, which means if the government acquiring land from the landlords, that will not come under the purview of the violation of fundamental rights, rather the violation of Article 14 and 19. Let us see the second category. Here the government got the power to acquire the control or the management of some corporations. We know during the time of British rule in India existed many foreign and Indian companies. But here in the second category, government has been permitted to take the control of these corporations for a limited period in the name of public interest. And in these companies, the interesting point, in these companies, the workers were forced to do work with very low wages. And their health would not be cared properly, and they were compelled to work continuously many hours. That was the main reason why the government permitted to take the control of such corporations. And in the third categories, government got the power to amalgamate two or more such corporations in the name of public interest or to make proper management. Here you see, these corporations could not make proper amount of profit. That was the main reason. So that here the government got the right to amalgamate them. And in the fourth category, government got the power to remove the rights of managing directors, managers, directors, secretaries, and so on of these corporations to force the workers to do extra work. Now the government modified or abolished such rights of these managers and managing directors. Also now they can't approach the Supreme Court as well. And in the last category, the government got the power to modify or extinguish the mining rights or lease or license. See, before the independence, many Indians had the mining rights and license. So that the government with this article 31A decided to remove such license or rights from the people and put such rights under the control of government. See, but before acquiring land from the citizens, according to article 31A, the government should follow strictly two conditions. The first condition was the acquisition should be according to the interest of the public. And the second condition was the owners of the land should be provided a proper amount of compensation. Now I think you could understand Article 31A of Indian Constitution clearly. I am concluding this session. So thank you very much.